here. I'm an attraction.
What, are you a dancer?
No.
They throw baseballs at you. Don't they? No, really, don't they?
No. My job isn't dangerous.
I give up. What do you do?
I'm a mermaid.
You're a what?
A mermaid. Half woman, half
Welcome
fish.
to the newly reinvented What to Watch with Your Popcorn. I am Rob.
And I'm Dave.
And for those of you that are new, What to Watch with Your Popcorn was a segment that Dave and I started way back when, where we review movies on DVD or streaming on the internet. And recently we decided to bring it back, and we asked a few of you subscribers and viewers for ideas. And our first one that we're reviewing today, Night Tide, was requested to us by Ms. Lizzie Borden. And Night Tide stars Dennis Hopper as this lonely sailor who is on leave. He meets this mysterious girl named Maura at a club, and they start to hit it off pretty well. Maura's day job is being a mermaid at an amusement park attraction, but some very weird things start to happen. She at times believes that she really is a mermaid, and there's some weird people coming in and out of the story. It's kind of hard to explain without giving much away, but this movie is a somewhat suspense movie. All right, well, Dave, let's get started. What did you think of Night Tide?
It wasn't the greatest movie that I've seen with Dennis Hopper. I mean, I've all the movies that I've seen him in. I think the one that I like the most is probably Easy Rider. That's his most memorable that I can remember. But that's when he was a little bit older too. I mean, that was like in the later '60s or '70s. This was back in like '63, so
Yeah.
and this is in black and white also. So this is like a much younger Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, he's really young here, and he's much more handsome than he was
Yeah.
later on. For me, Dennis Hopper gave probably the best performance in this out of everybody in this movie. I mean, he's, like I said, I found him to be really likable, and I mean, I don't think the script really allows him to really put too much emotion into his character.
Yeah.
The rest of the cast I thought was adequate. Like, let's see, Maura. She's attractive. I mean, she's a little bit stiff, but she was okay. But I really did see a chemistry between her and Dennis Hopper. But my favorite character was the clairvoyant. I found her to be very colorful out of everybody.
Yeah, she did a good job. I don't know who plays her in this, but yeah, that was a good scene when he goes in for the tarot card reading. I find it like real too exciting. I mean, to me this seemed like just like a mediocre 1960s like television made for TV type movie or whatever, or it could have been like an episode of like the Twilight Zone or Outer Limits. That's what it kind of looked like, because at times, like especially in the beginning of the movie, it takes a while to get going, and the dialogue is kind of like corny and campy sometimes. It's just, like basically just like asking back and forth, like, is this good? Are you good with that? Are you good with this? All that kind of thing. It takes forever, and then finally when it starts going, I mean, then you're wondering, how much better is it going to get and all this.
Yeah, I don't quite agree with you about that it took too long to get started. Personally, I really liked getting to know these characters and having the story set up, but I do kind of agree with you with the dialogue. That was probably one of the flaws I found with this movie. Sometimes it was good, but sometimes it could be stilted. Like the one that I remember when we were watching this, there's a scene where Dennis Hopper's character, Johnny, goes to meet Maura at her apartment for the first time, and she's like, let's go have breakfast on the balcony, and Dennis Hopper's character's like, okay, well, where's the balcony? And you were like, she's gonna show you it, you idiot.
Yeah, or like a scene where he's like trying to like get her to say like yes to him and like be comfortable with him, and then he's like, he walks her home and all that, and he's like, well, can I come up for a little while? And then you're like, no.
Like, what normal person would do that? Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a. I mean, I think if this from I haven't heard of this movie until we got the request for it, but from what I could gather, this is a low budget movie. I think if what kept it from being a very good suspense film was if it had a bigger budget. You could have had more shadowy effects, camera effects, photography. We could have probably had more appropriate music. The music's not too bad. I think you said your favorite scene is when they go to the club and they got the players there.
Yeah, he goes into this club, and there's like this like jazzy blues band, and uh, it's like musicians like playing like bass and like flute and conga drums, and
like
it
you said, it felt like a TV episode to you of some show. I thought that, you know, the cat again, it's shot, you know, somewhat staticky. The photography is not all that special. Again, I think because it's a low budget movie, they didn't have, you know, weren't able to go for the very good, you know, visual effects and stuff. But
yeah,
I mean, I mean, it's not a great movie, but I thought it did keep me entertained. There were a few slow spots here and there, and like I said, the dialogue kind of drove me nuts. Another thing I didn't like about this movie, and since I studied audio at production at college, I don't know if I'm the only one that's going to notice this, but I was wondering whether some of this footage was shot silent and then the actors were dubbed in later, because sometimes it sounded like the voices were in a somewhat empty room compared to where we're supposed to be seeing them on the screen. So that kind of drove me nuts a little bit here.
yeah. I mean, it's not great. But it's got its moments. I think anybody that likes these like old movies like this that take a while to get going, like we said, kind of. I mean, this one would probably be up their alley, but or anybody that is willing to has been looking for like older Dennis Hopper films that like him, and they're just wondering like what he did years ago before his career really started to take off and whatnot. They might like it too, but other than that, it's pick and choose. So.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a great movie, but I did enjoy it for what it was. You know, I'm gonna definitely say if you're a Dennis Hopper fan, or if you like some low budget, you know, films from the '60s, check it out. Because I like I said, I enjoyed it. I had some problems with it, but I really enjoyed watching this movie, and I would probably definitely recommend this one. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any feedback about the video or about the movie Night Tide, if you happen to have seen it, go ahead and post your comments. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time on What to Watch with Your Popcorn.